Okay, so I'll be showing you how to make this bracelet, the bordered chevron. You can also do a bordered candy stripe, and I hope you like this tutorial. Okay, so in order to make your bordered chevron / candy stripe, you'll need 5 colors. One border color, I chose black as my border color, and 4 other colors. You don't have to choose 4 exactly. You can do 3, or it doesn't really matter how many. It would just make your bracelet wider. So you'll need to cut these strings a wingspan's length, which is like 2 arms lengths. And so you would cut each embroidery thread, you would cut them each a wingspan's length. So that would be 1 string. So in order to make this one, you will need to loop it. But before you loop it, you need to make sure all your strings are the same length or around the same length. So as you can see, this string here is shorter than the rest of them. So I'm going to chop the rest of them off so they're all the same size. And now they're all the same size. So anyway, after you cut them off like that, you fold the strings in half, and then at the top, you make a loop, as you can see. Try not to make the loop too big or too small. Make it just big enough to fit maybe 1 finger in. This is a little big, but it's okay. This one is like what you would do for a chevron, or if you want a candy stripe. I'll be showing you how to make a bordered chevron. So to start your bracelet, you'll need to clip it to a hard surface or tape it to a hard surface. I'm clipping it, as you can see. I'm using a clipboard. In order to set up your bracelet, you'll need to leave your outer strings on the outside. So in my case, my black strings on the outside, your border string. And then you can choose how you want the strings inside. Since I'm making a chevron, I would do what I would do for a chevron. Mirrored on both sides, a mirror image. So I'll do purple, pink, yellow, and orange. And I would do that on both sides with orange in the middle. Just like the regular chevron you would usually do. So make sure your strings are all set up all neatly. So I decided to tape mine down. You don't have to tape them down. I just find it easier to work with this way. Also, if you want, you can keep a pin with you when you're making these bracelets. So if you make the wrong knot, you can undo the knot with a pin. I find this very useful. I'm just going to stick it in my tape again. So in order to make this bracelet, you're going to need to know 3 knots. 4 knots, I apologize. So this is just an example. You'll need to know the backward forward knot, which is half backward 4, which is like this. And you would do 1 of that, and then half forward 4. So that's a 4. You can kind of see a 4 there. Makes a 4 shape. And that is a backward forward knot. And a forward backward knot is another knot you'll need to know. It's when it's 1/2 forward knot, which you might know what that is. I'll explain that a little later. So that looks like a 4, as you can see. So you would do half of a forward knot and then a backward knot, as you can see. And that is a forward backward knot. Half forward, half backward knot. I'll explain what a forward backward knot is now, or a forward knot and a backward knot. So this is a forward knot. It looks like a 4, as you can see. It looks like a 4. And you would tuck that under, and you would do that twice. And over here, you would, I'll demonstrate a backward knot with this. A backward knot is a backward forward knot. It looks like a backward forward knot. not a backwards 4 knot, sorry. So it's a backwards 4. It's backwards. And you would tuck that under, and you would do that twice. Anyway, so onto the bracelet, the actual bracelet. So when I was explaining the knots that you'll need to know, I did a little bit of the bracelet. So to start your bracelet, you're going to do a forward backward knot on this purple string, as I showed you earlier. Forward, half forward knot, half backward knot. And if you were actually doing the knot, you would tuck it under and all of that. And then a forward knot on this pink string with this purple string. And then you would do 2 more forward knots all the way to the middle, like a regular chevron. So 1 forward knot is 2 of those 4s. And yeah, you would do it all the way to this orange string. And then just plop it in the middle. And on this side, you'll need to do a backward 4 knot, as I showed you earlier. So that would be half backward knot, half forward knot, and of course you would tuck it under like this and pull it up. But I already demonstrated that. Then with this purple string, you would do 1 backward knot on this pink string, and then 2 more backward knots like a regular chevron. So that's 2 for each string to do 1 knot. And just like the right side, the left side I mean, sorry, you would plop that in the middle next to that. And then you can do any knot like the regular chevron, just a knot, any knot. That was a forward knot. So you would do that twice like a regular forward knot. And now you would need to do that again. I'll show it more clearly this time. So on this side, we start on this side, and we'll do a forward backward knot, half forward knot, looks like a 4, half backward knot, backwards 4, and then you would leave this in the same place it was before. Now take your pink string and do forward knots all the way to the middle, just like the purple string. And you would do 1, you would do 2 for each string, 2 of those 4s for each string. So 1, 2, and then the purple string, you would stop at this purple string, and then you would put it in the middle. Now, to the other side, you would need to do a backwards forward knot, which is half backward knot, a backwards 4 kind of, and half forward knot, which is a 4. And you would put that in the same place it was before. And then do backward knots all the way to the middle, like a regular chevron. And you do 1, do 2 for each one. Keep on reminding you that, because, yeah, that's how you do a backward knot and a forward knot. You do that 1 twice. Yeah, so all the way to the purple string. And then you would tie a knot in the middle there. Any knot would do, doesn't matter. I'll do a forward, backward knot, backward knot. You could do a forward, backward knot if you want to. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Okay, so, anyway. For the next row, you would do the same thing. You would do a forward backward knot, which is half forward knot and half backward knot. And you would put that over here on this side. And then using your next string, that's after the black string, you would go on with your regular chevron, which is 3 forward knots, which is 2 of these 4s, all the way to the middle. As you can see, the arrow shape is kind of forming there. And you would do that all the way to the middle, 2 for each one. Okay, so I would place that in the middle, then go to my other side and do a backward forward knot, which is half backward knot, a backwards 4 and half forward knot, and you would place that over here, and then with your yellow string you just knotted with the black string, you would do backward knots, your regular chevron, all the way to the middle. So that is 1 backward knot, so that's 2 of these backward 4 shapes. Yeah. So all the way to the middle. And then you do any knot you want. I'll just do, you know what, I'll do a forward knot with this side, because you need to tie them together with the knot. Okay, now you're done with that row. And you would move on to the next row, and you would do the same thing you did for the previous rows. This is just a chevron with a black outing. You can also do this with a candy stripe, as said before. And this would be a candy stripe with a white outing. You would just do something on the outside in the same pattern in the middle. That is pretty much all you need to do. A backward forward knot here, forward knots over here. Let me start over. Forward backward knot here, forward knot to the middle, backward forward knot here, backward knot to the middle, tied together. And that is the whole pattern. And I'll complete this bracelet. I'll show it to you later. So after you've decided how long you want your bracelet, this is how long I decided to make mine. You can braid the rest of your string up. So you can, just braid the rest of your string into either 2 braids or 1 braid. So after you've braided it for a little bit, you can simply tie a knot to, After you tie your knot, cut off the excess string, because you probably won't need that string anymore, and play it off to the side. And now you can tie it around your wrist. Alright, so this is your finished product. You can tie it once or twice in the back around this little loop that you made at the start of your bracelet. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe and hit that little bell if you want more. If you want to know when I make more videos. And overall, thank you for watching.